people. Hey, lovely people. How are you today? Welcome to my show, Relate with Vanjudah, with your girl, Jasmine Vanjudah, the one and only in Zimmer Queen, and that's on period. Today, I'm excited. Listen, the topic, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. I'm here with my boy, Kumasi Nyami. What's up?
What's up?
How are you today?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yep.
So you know what we're going to talk about today?
What?
The church. And let the church say amen.
Amen.
Today we're going to talk about the church. Is the church system broken?
Is the church broken?
Is the church system broken?
Is the church system broken? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
With a look on your
That's
face,
deep.
I can tell you have opinions.
I do.
You're coming for throats. A little disclaimer. My father is a preacher. Everything I'm about to say is my opinion. Okay. What's up?
You're going to be in trouble today.
Listen, we're going to have a whole family meeting, eldest meeting. It's okay. I'm ready. I have my opinions. No, my dad knows the child he has. Is the church system broken, brother?
Yes, I do.
Ooh.
I do.
Ooh.
I honestly feel like the church has lost its purpose. Ooh. You know, the generation that we are in, I don't think we need a church. Because I honestly feel like the church has created more harm in this generation. This is my generation. I don't know about,
previous generations.
Yeah. But I can only speak about my generation. I think the church has, stuff that happens in the church. If we take the name from the church, like let's say, okay, this is ABC Church, right? If we take the word church out of that place will be banned.
Who?
Like legally, if we take the word church from the building, the people, and the building, everything in it that composes the church will be banned.
Why'd you say that?
Because a lot of bad stuff happening in the church.
Oh, sir.
Oh yeah, a lot of.
I've had my fair share of church stuff that has happened. I've had my fair share. What makes you feel like a lot of bad things happen?
Dude, I'm telling you, the church have, if you want the most hypocritical people in this world, it's the church.
I'm going to give you a soundbite. Let's go.
If you want the most hypocritical people in this world, it's the church.
Amen.
The most womanizers is in the church. The thieves in the church.
Hallelujah.
Husband snatchers,
hallelujah,
in the church. How many people don't you know that have taken people's husbands and they are still in the church?
I know a few. Even pastors do.
Yes.
I've seen a few. I've heard a few.
If the church was just a social a community, if the church was just a social community or social club, everybody would have been like, I don't want you to go there.
Okay.
If you were married, like if I'm married, like me being married, and if the church was a social club that my wife goes to, nobody will allow their wives to go there.
Okay.
But because it is church, we don't have a choice.
But I feel like the church was mainly created as a sense of community. Because they feel like, I think there's a scripture, when 2 or 3 are gathered, he is in our midst. So I feel like the church was created so that we can come together as a community. Let's say if something is wrong with my brother, we can come together and pray. We can have a sense of community around us, right? That's what the church was created for. So if you say that, because then you have people that will also say, well, you hear doctors killing, patients die all the time in the hands of doctors, right? But, you still go to a hospital.
But we go to a hospital to get healed, right? What do we go to the church for?
I always wonder, like I said, the sense of community that's what was preached to us by our mothers. Yeah. When you go to church, build a sense of community, build your relationship with God, build your relationship with, have somebody to run to, somebody that will pray for you.
Okay.
That's what they created the church for.
All those things can be done without going to the church.
Fact.
What I'm trying to drive at is we go to the church to become better people. That's morally better, societally better. In every aspect, we want to be better people. But that's where all the bad things are being done, and they are being encouraged.
So we're going to mix this up with Chi and English as well.
Yeah,
so for my
honestly,
Ghanaians, we're gonna try and add subtitles so that for the people who don't understand Chi into Yanko, my Chi may not be that great. Do not come for me, thank you.
Okay, the American say, and near my bonnet Omu Society, we have grouped them. We have grouped all the bad stuff, as Jesus says. Bring all the baggages to me. So we have grouped all the baggages and put them under one roof. And then we name it.
What you say? Sorry, no. Right now they've lost their way.
Oh yeah. It's been lost ever since. It's been lost. It's been. Yo, look at the history of the church when it came to Africa, to the West Coast, where I am from, where you are from. When the church came there,
Let's drink.
weren't these same people that were raping people, the fathers and all them people that brought Christianity
To the church.
Weren't they the same people that were killing and putting people in slavery?
But it still happens now, but like in a very different,
Mild,
classier way.
What I'm trying to say is we do not need a church to be good people.
No, you don't.
We do not. And when you read the Bible, all Jesus Christ wanted you to do is to be a good person. That's it, right? So if I'm going to go to somewhere, sorry, and I'm going to na sad nine I'm going it will potentially say why do I go there?
Why do you go there?
Because me feel say
I think some read Bibi on Facebook or say, don't be a bad person and pray. Don't be a wicked person and think when you pray you are better than somebody outside of the church.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's true because we live in a society or a community. I think we're talking behind the scene of we live in a community that we look at somebody in church as they're holier than somebody outside of church. I think those, let's say if a man comes to church, if a man comes to church today, we don't know where the man is from. But because he came and he did some shabba-baba, or, you see him helping keyboardists. Let's talk about these instrumentalists. But anyways, but no, whatever they do, we feel like, especially the church mothers or the church fathers, they feel like this person is holier than thou. So then they force their children on this person. I've had an experience before when somebody, I'm not going to go into details, dragged me to an older person in the church because he was in church. And we've seen so many young girls. A lot, I think before you were talking about keyboardists sleeping with numerous women. We see that also in the church. What's your take?
Okay. This is how I see the whole situation. I feel like I want to come to church, be able to. I want to see a beautiful girl and be able to approach her and say, "Hey, me pal, say, manager, I want to be with you." Every man wants that. Every woman wants that. But my creative environment, we say, I say, only had the own to me say. What I say? So one kind who had the own to me now because one kind. Okay, then I'll come in there and sleep with you, and that's what the guys
and pretend.
Yeah. If I want to sleep with you, I will come in there. Say my master right? It doesn't even matter how good I am as a person. The fact that meaning that tag on me say, may I sorry bent, I cannot even have you. Okay, I'll come in there and I'll sleep with you and I will leave.
I've had that before.
Oh, yeah?
I remember, because there was a pastor that used to preach on Facebook, and he used to say, not on Facebook, but he's very big, he's very known, and he used to say, if you meet a man in church, like let's say camp meeting and stuff, he's under a covering. Bema say, it's better than meeting a man in a club. I can personally say here in all boldness and say, I have met a man in a club treats me better than a man in church. And he was an active church member. Like, if we say active, very active church goer. I won't even say church member, church goer. Right? Treats me better. But then we have preachers saying when you meet them in church, they're covered. They're under coverage, so they'll treat you better.
Yeah. They only say that because they don't want to lose. Also, you got to understand, say, the preachers, what you think these people are saying, say, why are they not opening companies and they are opening churches? It's a big business for them. And this is the goal. Semi or my church member and my member be now I have control to decide what I saw call her and I call.
True.
You know,
because
so-
why was sorry they
Yes.
why we are your best sorry.
Yes. Yeah, warrior. That's the same place because now we're guaranteed of 2 tithes coming to him, 2 offerings coming to him.
You want to talk about tithes?
Yeah, I mean, or a guaranteed of all those money coming to him. So Ujao, Emma wo be famia, or a guarantee of none coming to him because we can decide not to. One famia, obinya one. You understand? So you being there, there's always money, a source of.
Or even something on your shake because all
What?
the require. So
Yes.
me and me all ban. You see a worry why you free.
When I pick you right now, I take you out and say, listen, I think the church is overrated. You know, man, forget about the church. Let's make sure we good people do whatever we're supposed to do for the society and then move on. And then when we do that, our money is not going.
Ooh.
And they don't like that.
They don't.
So they have to put our Trinity in the, like, you know, when you are, like you said, when you are in the church, you are under covering. You are under covering. Something protects you. So you always have to be in the church. They are pumping these ideas in your brain. And then your brain catches it. Until you look at that person, so on your bema.
Especially because me and sorry.
Yeah.
I remember I used to do that. Like I would talk to a guy and I'll be like, "Oh, you don't go to church? Oh,
That's
I
it.
can't."
It's not your
Until
spec.
you start, it wasn't my spec. Until you start going to church, and mind you, I used to go to church all the time. Which is, if I say Monday to Sunday, I was in church Monday to Sunday. Until I saw the lights. But anyways,
Yeah. Into the guy now, the guy who just want to sleep with you.
he will come.
He come to the
Mine,
church for
he
you.
came to church.
Yeah.
Like he was like, okay. He came to
If
church.
that's what you want me to do, yeah, I will do it.
He didn't really say anything. He was like, oh, I just haven't found a church. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe you should visit my church. He came to church. He came to my church for like a couple of times.
And he start thinking.
And after, I gave him a chance. We started talking. I didn't see him at church again.
Yeah.
And then it led to breaking up
Yeah.
anyways.
Is that not the trick? There's this guy that he said he slept with over 1,500 females
In the church.
in the church.
What does he do?
He said he just go to the churches and just promise them I'll marry you. That's it. That's all. He said you don't have to buy them anything. That's all you need to do.
Oh, no, wait. What about the ones that God showed me? God showed,
And
I
you see-
saw you from the back and it was like, God showed me that you are the
Yeah.
one.
But you see, you ascribe to that principle.
Because that's what we are brainwashed to.
That's the
So
point.
do you think the church is a scam?
It's
Let's
not-
be realistic.
I wouldn't say the church
Or
is
the
a
church
scam.
is brainwashed.
I think people must survive. You understand? People must survive. So people have
I
created.
had to put my drink down for that.
Okay, yeah, people must survive. So people have created avenues to make money. It's a money-making machine. I don't think it's a
scheme.
scam. Hold on. I don't think it's a scam.
It's a scheme.
Because it's a scheme. There's some good parts that it's also good to belong to a family.
Yes.
Where, when something happens to you, you have some people to fall onto. Therapy, therapeutic. Like, sometimes you are lonely and you just go out, you go to the church, you meet people, you all sing, you all dance, and, it's beautiful. But with that being said, the damages that this church is doing is crazy. I'm going to tell you, there are some young girls, beautiful young girls, that they will not even talk to certain type of guys. But because of the church, they are married to these people. The church pushed them into their marriage. Like you said, Nyankopon say, when the pastor comes to you and say, Nyankopon say, what will you do? You subscribe to Nyankopon say. Then the pastor, your pastor, the guy you look up to, that guy comes to you and says, Nyankopon say, ukununi. It would say, when in but you are in it.
God said.
Yeah.
Because I think recently I was having a conversation with somebody. I don't know if you've heard of. We can use a few people: Megan Good, Devin Franklin. There's a list. The list goes on women who have come out and say, "Oh, God told me to marry this man," and they end up divorcing.
Yeah. Actually, that was Megan Good's story.
Yeah, Megan
Because I know
Good
the
said-
evangelist. He was married to an evangelist.
Yeah, the guy was that story. She also came out. I think if you've read your book, The Wait, she said the same thing. God told her that's her husband. So then, don't they make God look like a liar?
I don't know where they met that God, but I really need to see that guy because I don't know how you're gonna tell somebody that this is what is supposed to happen.
Have you ever been hurt by the church before?
Oh yeah.
What is your story,
Let me
child?
tell you. When I came to, you see, I'm very strong Like I'm very, very strong, so they can't bully me. You know. But, you know, it's comments that they will pass and here and there. You know, they're scared of me. They cannot even say it in front of me. When I came to Ohio, none of the guys had beard. None of the guys. I never met anybody. All the guys that had now have beard now. None of them.
They didn't have
none of them.
Yeah.
I would say I was
one of the first few.
Yeah. Of the young guys, the young breeds that had beard, I have fully blown. This is even short. It was really, you know. And then I got here.
Let's see where it's going.
Yeah, and I got here, and then I get into a church because of her.
Your wife.
Yes.
The her is his wife, guys.
Because of her, I get into a church. And then people start looking at you like, why is this beautiful girl with
this crazy guy?
Yeah, why is this? People come to you like, man, and be a then crap, you know? And then some people would just say, when the church is done, it's me for all crowd, you could never be telling, well, you did so to me, you say, oh, sorry, about you say it. And now, to the testimony of God, all those people, men, you know, will be it right now. Nobody's saying.
Because it's now common.
You see, they wanted to bully me, and but me want to mean bully me, you know. But the point of the matter is, what if I was somebody? What if it wasn't beard? What if it was something important, something serious? Minimum beer, ubi kosoni beard, musi intuye why say o tia sorry them no kosoni beard. Yeah, tell you.
Let me guess, it was a church mother?
We a church father.
Hey,
intuye why say you church say na papa penina to na ukura but you say think about it.
But why?
That's the point.
Because there are youth now that don't go to church because of stuff like that.
But do you think to say something with
No, I'll punch you in the face.
He would dare not.
Yeah.
But the fact that I was sorry anymore.
Let me guess, he was an elder. Does he have a title? Because it's the one thing with titles
title.
that be doing
only
that.
Title. Only title. About chance or title. You know. It gets to a point where they start doing those things. Like when your energy don't like it, you're like, you know, let me just move away. I know people would have been hurt, like being hurt. Oh, it made me who to say, you go to the church, man. You know, I have ways that I feel like things have to be done. I'm not a hypocrite. I mean, to me, baby, now I feel like wrongs are going on. This person is sleeping with this person. That person is doing that. You know, and it's supposed to be a church. I'd rather go. Me okay, since say will be a lie because it will be us. But if we say we're sorry, dear, then it has to.
I understand that people have their shortcomings. Like even the people in the church, you know, no matter what we do, they're still human. But I feel like maybe it has to get to a point that we're not hypocritical about it. Because behind closed doors, like me, I drink publicly. I say that I drink. I remember the first time I said that I drink, it became a whole debate at home. And I was like, okay, Jesus turned water to wine. Isn't that what the Bible says? Well, isn't wine alcohol? As much as they want to break it out as like fermented grape, it's still alcohol.
It's alcohol.
I've tried fermented grape before.
It doesn't even matter. It's alcohol.
It's still alcohol.
That's what the Bible said is alcohol.
Yeah, I've been in the midst of church people that I have drank, and it was a conversation.
You know what you said? So when Jesus turned water into wine, they only speak about that side.
Hey,
you know,
he turned water
into wine. But when you read further, I think it's Luke 2. When you read further, it says, the MC of the ceremony, it says, na then ayifro bi e bekwa ase bia no ye di kan no nsa papa no na ya brobro ewie no nsa bone na ba. Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what I mean.
No, they don't talk about it, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you see, you can drink in public. You can go to public functions and drink, but they all have alcohol in their fridges. Who are you deceiving?
For I think most churches or most preachers, I have my friend Kwache, my good friend and brother, he always says this. They are not the same people you see at church. They are two people. In church, you see two people. When they come to church, it's the holier than thou. From the pastors to the ministers to deacons
reverends,
to elders, reverends and
church mothers and fathers.
Church mothers and fathers. The Naomi's of the church, the first ladies. So where's the second ladies? And then the encounters. Okay.
So for you, the churches.
Did you even hear about the pastor in Nigeria who married his church member?
No.
So this is the story that came. So the woman was married. he met the woman in church, and who pastor. She went to meet the pastor, and the pastor said, "Oh, God said you're my wife."
The woman was like,
I don't know what happened. So this woman leaves her husband. I think they had 2 kids. And guess what she did? Marries the pastor. Marries the pastor. How?
If my wife comes to, that's
God told the woman.
That's taking advantage of it. I want to fix that God. If there's a God that can say, I want to see that guy.
But we've seen so many of it. Recently on Facebook, there was a guest pastor in a church giving prophecies. And there was a single lady, and I think the man was a keyboardist or something in the church. He called both of them and looks at the lady and says, "This is your husband." Looks at the man and says, "This is your wife." Guess what? The man was married. The man was married, so the man was confused. So one of the members was trying to whisper in the pastor's ear, but the pastor was not listening. God said.
And you know what he has just done? One man the freelancers to sleep with that lady. Yeah, it's a freelancers. Or co-woman who says, the woman will understand, even though the woman knows to say,
but God said.
The woman understand. And now the man have a defense for the wife, say, that's what God is saying. You see what the woman, that only the man that was created. You see, Siciano said.
Because that means God has created a broken home now.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter, and I said, now, if you can another man or I, or bad I mean, we are men, we go to church, we see beautiful women. You see women every day and can't marry and can't marry. I'm telling you, just say you don't want to say the truth. You see, there are some women you can see that was, oh God, get you home before. You come and worry and give straight shot. We say that all the time.
So now the pastor just gave this man a free chance.
A free pass to go to the woman that is so easy to say, on can't you woman cross a pill? He doesn't have to.
God said.
Because God has already ordained that. So we need a sorry. We need a sorry anymore. So when I'm about and catch and say,
God said. You're crazy. That's true. But in church is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You see what on the agenda, people who want to do any criminal activity. Now, we find criminals in the church more than the world itself. Because we're a criminal. It's a person protecting the identity. We have societal status. Until the obey say,
Minister.
You man is our position and no you deals actually. You can't say you will never believe that this man can do that. You know why? Because of the church. You know what I'm saying? Maybe sadly the ane and crying out force warm and maybe to me fall free.
And Colano mo force your mom worry no.
Elaborate on that,
okay. When a woman in church, even I know outside they do it, but it's not as forceful as the church. Let's even talk about marriage alone. The wedding. The wedding also is a problem.
Wedding on its own is another topic. That wedding,
it's another topic. But have you gone to a church that forced you so you have to have a wedding?
Oh yeah.
And they're putting these kids in debt. And they're now getting married.
Now the minimum wedding in America right now $30,000.
Why? I remember I told my dad, I was like, I want to have a wedding on a Thursday. And I remember the first time I said it, everybody looked at me like, hey, why? And I was like, I did a price check. Recently, we were doing a price check on something. The minimum on food alone at events, most event halls have a minimum on how much you spend on food. This was a very nice place. The minimum on Saturday was $10,000. But guess what the minimum on Thursday was? $5,000.
Wow.
And I know it was $4,500. Wow. And I remember the first comment that was made was, oh, but the church people can't come. Not to my dad. My dad was like, I don't care. But other people, but that's what the church deal with. Oh, you have to do it on Saturday, then the church people can't come. And this is pressure from the church. Not from outside. I'm not talking about my church because they can't force me to do nothing. But I'm talking about generally. And there are more young people in debt because they have to reach a certain standard for the church. And there are, let's go back to the marriage. There are young people in marriages now that they don't want to be in. But because the church, when you get to a certain, I remember the first time they started asking me, when will you get married? I was 23. I was 23. I didn't even know myself.
Yeah, I didn't even know how to take care of yourself. That too.
And then I remember my older sister Cynthia, shout out to her. She made it plain and simple to everybody. I don't want to be married. Nobody should ask me. Nobody should even advise me on it. I've made up my mind. I was dibbling and dabbling. Okay, I want to be married, but I don't want to be married.
You didn't know what to do. You were young.
Yeah, I was always confused. And I remember it started at 22 when I was first asked. Oh, so I feel the CC out the 20 year day.
Remember the Biba?
Yeah, a Biba na. And oh boy, I was like, no. When the boy, oh, me will be wo. He's a nice guy. He's me cry me nim no. In BBC, many wom. I was like, but I don't know him. I don't know him. Oh, I so worry. You know, at your young age, you worry. CC, I'm not one time. No more money. I'm like, yo, and this is not a one-time thing. It started being a consistent thing. So it means, like, even if any church, whenever I go, the moment they say, amen, I grab my purse and I'm out because I'm not ready for that conversation. You get what I'm saying? And it's a common thing. So it's forcing a lot of the youth to get married. If there's some churches that even they won't give you a position in the church, except if you're married.
Yeah. Na me de me ya ne say. Woman will be fat, nice, beautiful, intelligent girls because of church. Oh, was be a church in reality, no? Going to be quite approach you or bar say be a pen. Then all they do is or buy or you know, not so for na just because of person woman in our cars or in so ne tight guaranteed in Tino. You know, because ne or person a tight guaranteed. No one say, why na have you seen Brother Steve? Oh, Brother Steve. Oh, he's a very nice guy. Steve? He just, Brother Steve will do everything for you. Na omo by force. And then ehona omo who say why doing the what? Not guest prophets ba hono mo no mu ni omo konaive no omo shen kom say we kunu nie ne sa never. They do that. They talk to them. I see a man. Your name is Steven here.
Yeah. Steve.
Yeah, Steven. Yeah.
Steve. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Steve. Do you know any woman called Efia? I won't use Jasmine. Do you know any woman called Efia? Okay. The Lord is saying, but that's how they do. Yeah, the Lord is saying, the time is now.
Now you put pressure on Steve.
The time is now.
You put pressure on them. It was Steve too on, so he be anke sister we no pay.
But Steve, God said,
yeah. Steve was back we she ho. On no na ye na kuma so ade a. Or baby Naomi be she ho nti okay.
No worry, Naomi. And it's what it's happening in the church now.
And the worst part is they know about it and they are not doing anything about it. That's what pisses me off. They know about it.
The church leaders.
Oh yeah. 2 free some cray boys he do rough for sorry. Don't you think they?
But who come boys? There are men even in the church.
And the worst part is penny be yes I did they try to
cover it up.
Yeah.
The men in the church.
Come crank think it over. Maybe when you experience.
I've had experience.
Because I think some of this aura be around me.
I've had 2 elders hit on me before.
See.
2 elders.
I saw elders.
I saw elders. I won't even mention their church name. Yes.
They wanted to sleep with you?
Oh yeah. I've had about 2. And they're very prominent elders too.
In the church.
Carry. You know the elders. The elders carry me elder. Yeah. I've had about 2.
Yeah. And I bet you say you were young too.
Oh, I was young. I think I was like what?
That's what I do. Go to the church. If this matters Omutie right now, right? If they want to know, they should go to the churches, ask their daughters. Be open with them. How many of them penny for a while sorry them wanna in your omo?
Thank you. But then the mothers will flip it. And the way I would dress it. They
end up blaming you for the guy's problem.
Me per se, people know when it comes to my dress, I'm gonna dress how I want. I don't care. And I've had moments that it has been flipped on me. And I'll cry. Chest and cry. And I'm like, how is it my fault that you can't control your junior? And I've had that so many, and there's so many young girls like me that have to deal with that. And I will post you on social media. So the elders are on your Facebook.
Right there.
Who post, and they actually
why are they even there? What?
Oh no, they come through Facebook Messenger. Yeah, the ones I had, they came through my Facebook Messenger. Snapchats, yeah, I got one. I had to block that man because child listen? And he was an elder. And I know his son.
Mimi said,
he was an elder that I know his son.
If anybody does that to my daughter, at that age, I'll come to your house and beat the shit.
You have a communication with your daughter, right?
Oh yeah, I cried them. Come on, cry there.
No, I'm saying you have a relationship.
Oh yeah, of course.
A lot of parents do not allow themselves to build that relationship with a safe space in order for their child to come to them. I had a parent recently, and the child was telling the mother that, "Oh, this man that comes to the house, I don't feel comfortable." Do you know what the mother said?
What?
Oh, you don't feel comfortable because the man comes and he's always looking at her. The mother flipped it and said, "Oh, if you start dressing decently," and she's like, "I'm in my house. Because she normally likes wearing shorts when she's home. She's like, I'm in my house. Why do I have to cover up just so he can be comfortable?" The girl called me crying because the mother was like, "Oh, cover up. I can't stop this man from coming to the house." Sometimes
I'm telling you.
Oh, you want to hear the tea?
Go ahead.
He asked the mother out. But I'm saying this is stuff that happen as much as you will have a relationship with your child. So in order for your child to come to you, African families do not have that kind of relationship with their children. Personally, I barely talk to my mother. I have 3 mothers, so I talk to one of my mother more. But I barely talk to my mother about certain things because I know how the conversation will end. Okay, so I will not go to my mother. So I can't run to my mother and be like, "Oh, ma, this elder is hitting on me," right? And a lot of these youth are falling for it because this elder will come and promise them stuff.
Oh yeah. They always come with their goodies.
Oh yeah.
So when you small boy and challenge it, definitely.
And I call out with to me, show me they made to me show. And I know a lot of young girls in churches messing with the pastors, the elders, because of what they can benefit from it.
Of course.
But they can't come tell anybody because nobody's willing to even believe them.
He is a pastor because we put these pastors and these leaders on a platform.
Cheers to that. We worship the pastors.
We put them on a pedestal. Because of that, they feel so they can do whatever. And to break it will be our area so they can get in.
I have a quick question since we're in churches before we wrap up. Church cult. Do you believe like some churches are cults?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this past couple of days, I was having a debate with this young lady because there's this church. It's a very popular church now that every youth I know.
The one in Ghana?
No, they're different from the one in Ghana. There's one here.
Oh, really?
It's in a different state, in Connecticut. My boy, they can come find me. It's very popular. Every youth my age are like, this is the church to go to. If you don't go to this church, you're going straight to hell. Right? The prayer line in Ghana, are you talking about the evening one, the midnight one they do in Ghana?
That's not what I'm doing. There was this church. I forgot the name of the church. What happened was the guy, the pastor, to me a psycho to the point that to me a sex party with the girls.
Jesus
I'm telling
Christ.
you. Yes.
This is a pastor.
Yeah. Was psyching girls to the point say they go to school, they're in university, and they don't talk to nobody except the people that goes to church with them. That's how bad it is.
Wait, hold on. We can extend the time. Hold on, wait, what? And nobody has stopped the pastor?
I'm telling you, on the man, there were audios and videos that came out, and it's terrible. It's terrible. The oil girls, no, sex party, they threw a sex party, and he's the only man. It's having all these girls, sleeping in all these girls.
Wait,
in Ghana.
Goodness, Jesus Christ.
In the name of the church. Do you think that girl, the classmate, into me Kasana, because pastor said?
Wait, and people know.
Oh, people know. People know. All the schoolmates, they know. And you see, they target the youth.
Because the youth were younger.
Yeah, they target them from.
It's easily to manipulate our mind, right? And then it's easy. And then I think maybe it's easy for a pastor to say, "Oh, let me show you I'm preparing you for your husband.
Easier. They say the better to no kakrebi.
Let me brush it. And the youth are very attractive too.
So what they do is,
why not?
and it is easier to convince those. So what they do is they start from the JSS time. That's when you hit your puberty, your body start developing
and they don't know anything.
Yeah, they start putting the idea in you to what secondary school, what creativity, cells and all that, It's, the transforming by the time I'll be hit the university, now who will be who is so evil crap.
And these
so
are pastors.
Yeah, that's the church. It means the cult, most of these churches are cult.
Yeah.
There are so many of the churches are say sorry be crowd. Say fancy be sorry A. Untimi want free. Sorry B.
Oh yeah, that one they have that.
If this is not a cult, what is it?
Yeah. For me, I was just confused. Like, why are all these youth? They go to churches here. Mm-hmm. I have friends in Columbus. I live here in Columbus. So I have friends here in Columbus that they go to church here. But guess what? They're champions on this church. When you go on their, let's say, Instagram, you know how you have the Instagram bio? They'll put it in there. Member. Champion for and it's a very popular. So I was arguing with this girl because it was like we're having a conversation. Oh yeah, here at this church, this is how we do it. Here at this, I'm like, why?
You are here.
He looks like the couple
you
look
see,
like a very decent
That's
couple.
how it is. You see, you'll be surprised. Some of them, their wives are even in on it. Example like David Koresh. He took all these males, and said they are 7 days, Texas. And also a disciple of God. And or brainwash my journey, And then the crazy thing is, David Koresh is the only person that can sleep with a female.
Wait, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, let's go back. Wait, what?
Yeah. So in Omu, no other man can sleep with a woman except David Koresh.
Wait.
How is that even possible?
How is that possible?
Yes.
So what are the husbands doing? They're just there.
They believe, and let me tell you this. There is actually a university professor that believes this, that is championing and campaigning and recruiting people to join this. And his wife is being fucked by this guy.
This is a cult.
It is. I'm telling you.
But they're tied down with the church.
But most of this, like I said earlier on, most of these churches that do not look at Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witness will not allow you to marry outside the church.
Yeah, that's
Is that
true.
not a cult? Mm-hmm. You cannot make a choice. The church decides the choice that you make. Is that not a cult?
My mind is blown right
You go
now.
into this charismatic churches here, they don't want you to go outside to get married to somebody. They want you to marry somebody in the church. Is that not a cult? They're all cults. Nina are cults. So when you get liberated, you're liberated. They see you as an evil person.
Yeah, because I was going to say, with us even saying this, I promise there's a few pastors that are going to attack that we are coming against God. But everything we're saying is not about coming against God. It's coming about, let's do the right thing. The church was supposed to be a safe place. I recently was having a conversation with my dad, and I was telling him the church was supposed to be a safe space. Now it's no longer safe.
It's not.
Because it's filled with judgmental people. It's filled with, you could be going to church depressed and leave out of the church more depressed.
Let me tell you this. I was more unhappy when I was in church. I used to be in the church. Wow.
I believe that. Trust me.
I used to be in church, and when I left the church, and I was telling my father-in-law a couple of months ago, my father-in-law came to visit us, and he was telling me, I don't know what you're sorry, why you not. And I'm explaining, and I'm explaining to my father-in-law that I have had a better life. I have actually have a better relationship with my wife because I'm no more in the church. Yeah.
This is the fourth person I've heard that from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you.
You're not the only one. He said, I've had a better relationship with my children. I've had a closer relationship with myself. And he has had a closer relationship with his wife. And he said there's more peace in their home now
than when we used to be in the church.
They used to be in the church. Even I've heard it from a woman's perspective.
I'm telling you.
Since I stopped going to church like that, I have had peace.
And I'll be very stupid. And I said this to my father-in-law. I said, I'll be very stupid to go back into that misery that I've been able to break.
Let me ask you something. Since you say you don't want to go back, because I think I've had a conversation like that with a pastor before. And they're saying, what about people that, let's say, you guys, you're enjoying now. You claim you have peace now. I'm not saying you don't, trust me, because I have seen it and I know it's working for people. But people be like, oh, you have peace now, but in the long run. See, I'm saying this on purpose. In the long run.
So it's a bait. So you fall for whatever that he's selling to you. You see, the point of the matter is God brought us to this world to be happy, to be good people, to treat each other right.
Yes.
So if you are able to do all this, you don't need a building. It's God says, a dime ben I'll be to be see a man. I do not live in temples made by men. It's dime ben I will be to me see a man.
The pastors are coming for you. Like I can see them typing. You know, it's like the Twitter fingers are ready, like they're ready.
On to me see dime ma and ma.
You know they'll call you it's called is it blasphemy?
It's blasphemy. I've been called so many things.
Blasphemy, my child.
And my ideas that I have, and then I've had them since I was born. You know, I've had conversations where I've been told not by church leaders to my mother not to bring me to the church again. When I was a kid. This is not something. It's not something new that
he needs deliverance, ladies and gentlemen.
My wife will tell you there was a point in time when in the class, sorry, my better came to my channel. Everything they do over there pisses me off.
Did you only just go because of her?
I had to.
Okay.
I had to because sometimes you don't want to leave your woman alone. You just want to be supportive. Point of the matter I'm trying to say is now that I'm out of the church, I see things very clear. I see things now. My mindset is narrow. First I was only coming from one side. When me whom be I'm a judge from one side, and that's who Christians are. If you don't vibe, I won't say Christians. I'll say that's who religious people are. If you don't vibe with what their book tells them, you're evil.
If you don't agree.
Yeah, if you don't.
You just hit the nail right there because I was having a conversation with a young lady. You know how when you are born again, when you get into the whole Christianity thing fresh out, you become like everybody's a sinner.
Fire.
On fire for Jesus.
I was there one time.
So I remember we're having a conversation. I've always had my own opinion about fornication. I've always had my own opinion about it. I believe in what I believe in. I'm going to do what I want to do. And she was coming at me. It's a sin. It's a this. It's a that. Right? And this girl believes in it. Okay, and she made it seem like because you do not believe in the same thing, you're more of a sinner.
You are evil
than I am. And I said, so my statement to her is because you do something I do not do, does not mean that The Bible says a lot of things. I don't see everybody following it. Because I think interpretation, women should not wear pants, but we wear pants, right?
And it's not evil. And I'm telling you,
but when it comes to certain things, it's like, you're evil.
I don't even mean to catch you.
Oh, no, you're cool.
But even with, the pants thing that you tell me that in the wintertime you're not going to wear pants and you see what your coochie will do. I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
You see, and that's come to the point that we have to apply our knowledge. It's like, okay, this is a zebra crossing, pedestrian crossing over here. The fact that it's a zebra crossing doesn't mean you get on it and every car is going to stop for you.
Oh, no.
You got to look out.
You will die.
You got to look out because there's a car that failed the brake that is coming and they can't control.
You shall die.
So if you say, oh, it's a zebra crossing, so I'm going to walk. Okay, keep
Rest
walking.
in peace.
That's it. I just feel like the fact that it doesn't mean it's sad. Because Jesus Christ said, the friend to mean share the friend. The blind man cannot lead the blind man.
man.
If you have a pastor that is doing some where in your mind like, flee for your life. Because these are the pastors that will make me the key we have 2-3 months. They will put something in your mind that it will do them for the rest of your life.
Child, you're preaching.
You see, a woman can go to the pastor, and the pastor can easily tell the woman, say, "Nyankopon say, Obana or Shesheno, me na meet with the amount."
There are stories like that,
and the woman will gladly take her pants off.
There are stories like that.
But think about it. Let a doctor tells a woman, say, Obana or Shesheno, me na meet with the amount. Obisu hospital.
Oh no, it's actually a documentary like that of a fertility doctor who was helping women have children, and he inserted his semen.
The one in Indianapolis.
Yes, that one.
On no crisis.
There's some people suing.
On no crisis situation is different.
It's different, but pastors do it. There's stories like
that. Yeah. The pastor's situation the crowd. Like and the willingness I would be.
Oh, it's so God.
You know the willingness that you can get up and say, "Wow, we Ramano, so me the coconut oil be a or so brother you'll be happy."
Do not use coconut. It's the coconut oil for me.
You know, you will run so fast to do it for the soft.
This is the pastor.
But any other person, but think about it. Why are you doing it for the soft? But any other person, cannot get that access.
It's considered rape.
You see? That's the level the church has done to the people.
Do you feel, because I do believe in that, people are worshiping the church, the pastor, and not God?
Oh, yeah, of course. The pastor or the God of the church. The pastor don't give you the demo about God.
Not all of them, but most of them.
Listen.
I'm going to say most of them.
Listen.
My father is still a pastor. Don't do that.
You probably don't know.
Hey,
I'm going to tell you this.
I know.
Okay. Maybe your
my father is the special one out of all of them.
Okay.
I'm going to just speak for my father.
You know, the what I have seen, and cophobia men who say, maybe if Roman father could clash or Baba Roman father.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a goddamn minute.
Yeah,
a Roman father ain't supposed to have a woman.
And so,
hold on.
And so, that many Roman father clash or Baba.
You were fighting a Roman father.
Roman father was fighting me for a woman.
Hold on. Roman father was fighting you over a woman.
I just gave you a headline.
Hold on.
Headline. Yeah.
Ain't the Roman father supposed?
They're not supposed to be married, but guess what?
He's supposed to be sacred.
And I'm telling you, the women will gladly do it for them. You see, Roman father for crowd and the other because Omu situation in Tino, but they will gladly do it for it. How many women or software catch up and say, "Oh, I need you to give me this money." The Lord is saying you should give the church this kind of money, and the woman will take the money from the house without even informing the husband.
I think there are stories like that. I think there was one that the wife is supposed to go pay school fees, but decided because the pastor said God said she should bring it by faith.
Yeah.
And she gave the school fees to the pastor.
And they were burning school fees.
They were burning school fees. Yeah.
I'm just saying, the Omu Society, the Omu may our real part in the crown here.
Who?
If you're gonna give your body to the pastor, that's on you. You know, but they force these kids to marry people they don't want, and they will be burdened by this forever. You know, like said nobody can stand up to them. The moment, first of all, they say when you have a problem, go to the church, you know, tell the leadership of the church. You tell the leadership of the church, the next day is out.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that today. You tell one leader by 7 p.m. you have like 4 leaders calling me. Like, I was like, how do they even know?
How did they get to know about it? Yeah.
Only one knew. I'm telling you, if I say one, only one person knew. By 6 p.m. that Sunday, every single person.
Know the winner to conference call. Put all of them on a conference call and give them the news. You know? So, maybe point they said, so now, why are you going there? Okay, they all.
Who?
Okay, they were sorry that treats you like this.
Oh.
What are you going to do over there?
Some people is like a you put me. How you gonna put me on the spot on my own show?
I'm just trying to know.
How you gonna put me on the spot? And this is my show.
Yeah,
Calm down. It is. Don't put me on the spot.
I'm passionate about it.
I think most of the time, most of us go to the place. Most of us go because it's like our sense of escape. For me, before it was my sense of escape. Until I got to a point of finding myself. Now I go to church because I want to. Hey, I'm the number one kobolo in my church. You will see me today. You won't see me for the next 4 weeks. And my father is the pastor. Listen, I get calls every other week. Why you not in church? For me, I used to go because it was an escape. I know a lot of young women and men that still go to certain churches that has hurt them because it's a sense of escape. They don't want to move to another church, then they'll be hurt again. So then they go to the same place because it was an escape for them. That's just me. Because me, if I have to talk about church hurt, I will not be in church. Because trust and believe. I was sitting in church. I can use myself as an example. I don't mind. I was pregnant out of wedlock. And I was sitting in church. It was a Sunday. I will never forget that day. And praises is going. I'm dancing. And I hear two women. These are grown women behind. Talking about, oh, you're not even she's pregnant. Why is she dancing?
A pregnant woman can dance.
This is no joke. And I remember a friend of mine heard it, and she came, and I sat down. Because when I heard it, because I was already dealing with the law. My friend came and said, you better get up. If you allow these, and this is church members. Right?
You're supposed to uplift.
But then imagine if I get married right now and I don't have kids. It will be another conversation.
Yeah, let me tell you this. I have 2 boys, beautiful boys. And I still get it.
When will you have a girl?
I still get it. Like, hey, when I'm more boy life for the end, I'm on for back on count.
You have 2. What if that's your limit? My limit is 1. But then, no, you don't get as much pressure as your wife does.
When they see my wife.
It's a conversation.
My wife is beautiful. So
she is good.
She's by herself and all that now. Oh God. And now boy life now when you now back on count. I see a ton Walmart and I'll like I don't get it. But say Ufri say when I'm bonten, na me nisa so Ufri so be share because she would dare not because of whom you boom. So,
you have a few that so when will you have a baby? When will you guys have once in a while you will have that. But it's more common in the church.
Almost the down they it's
but
like
then they get upset
like
if you get pregnant out of wedlock.
Yeah, and it's like they are debt collectors. They come to you, and you turn around, the next person is right there asking the same question.
Wait, then you ask them, will you buy the diapers? Because diapers ain't cheap. Listen, I have a baby sister, and it was not cheap.
And those people that were doing that, when it gets to your kid name, they come over and then take an envelope and put $1 in it. And then
why you lucky they give you $1?
And some
will come eat and go home.
No, it's fine. We are doing Mary. It's a Mary. Come over and eat, but don't put envelope that is empty envelope in for the kid.
He will pay it. He will pay later. His credits.
What I'm trying to say is that the things that the church do. Let's say it's social club now join here, right? It is so easy. It's so easy in the social club for somebody to just come out and say, oh, okay, you could be worth 1,000 Ghana. You could be worth $1,000.
Well, some churches do it now. They do it for favorites. What about favoritism in the church?
I don't want to put a church on so much blast. Like I have. Do you know, sir? Sometimes you have to threaten the church to get something to be done for you.
Ooh.
And so especially like I'm in America right now, and I don't have my mom here with me. I don't have my dad here with me, right? In the state that I live, the church we go to, your mom is not there, your dad is not there. Why is it? They don't have no respect, nothing for you. You know what they do? Man, we've seen people get pregnant, and because of in 2 months, but people get pregnant. And then
no, the ones that get pregnant out of wedlock, but because of their position in the church.
Yeah,
And we see that a lot.
Yeah.
Because of positions in the church. And I feel like then it makes us hypocrites.
In the beginning, I said the church is the most hypocritical institution. I said that, right?
You sure did.
You know, the church has done so many good things, but in my generation, I don't see them. Ebia, my fathers, Ebia, me more.
They didn't see them either.
But I don't see them.
Because they went through it too.
Because when they say, oh, the church, my common hospital charges way more than OSU.
But then, wait, so somebody will also equate, because I've had moments where pastors equate churches with hospitals. I think I said the same thing. We've seen doctors do the same thing that pastors are doing. We've seen doctors. There was a doctor recently on the news that he was raping a lady while the lady was on the C-section table. What about that?
But the point is, he the pastor, no. He the pastor, no. He's not doing, he the doctor, he's not doing the spiritual work.
So the whole thing is because they have put upon themselves that they are
the church
spiritual.
is supposed to be somewhere divine. The hospital ain't supposed to be divine.
Oh.
The church is supposed to be divine. It is I'm supposed to see a lifestyle of divinity. What I say? It is a lifestyle of divinity, and just say the air yakra say, oh, the air yes a young girl, maybe a boy be a bar. There's a guy comes into the church, wants to marry a young, beautiful girl. And then, I saw him, so whoever, I didn't know see so no direct him on the bar.
Oh.
It happens. They force them. You say, no way they ain't no master take a come home. Me in the situation. Let me tell you this. It happened in my family. I don't want to put their names out. But that's what happened. My niece, Mimi niece, invited Accra. Or not a friend and then a bar, sorry. So, you know, as the custom demands, when the kid, somebody comes to the church, a visitor comes to the church and wants to worship with you, you just go see where they live and all that, right? They went to the girl's house and met the girl's father and tell the girl's father, say, I saw them who you know, Mimi niece in the Accra born into more than in the Agro. The one that brought the kid to the church.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm telling you things that can happen.
Oh no, I believe it. Trust.
Oh yeah, if you are me, and I want out there that crying about or them, and I would taste. I said, yeah, what will be your next line of action?
I'm gonna stop going.
You see,
I'm gonna stop going. Plain.
What in you being so bad, smacking the shit out of you? Somebody will smack the shit out of you for. You know, because you are maligning them to people that they don't even know.
Yeah.
So that's what they do.
You know, there's a lot for us to talk about the church, but I'm going to just limit it down to the last two. Weddings. Because I think we spoke about it. We kind of brushed off it, but I'm going to go back and let's speak on weddings. And then we can also speak upon people that go to church to pray about financial blessing, but are the laziest.
Financial blessing, the infant on your topic.
That's a whole conversation.
But let's jump on the wedding.
Let's talk about weddings.
The wedding.
I'll let you have this one.
This is my view. This is my view. I know our women.
By forced wedding.
Okay. So, in life, we cut our coat according to
our size. Yes.
You know. Opera on chat coat I Oh
yeah.
You know. And America is big, but if you never fit anywhere. Oh, your sister to in my uncle state to your sister to be jumping. By the time you realize you've jumped all the 51 or 52 states, and then your
life is still the same.
You know. Point of the matter, I say, marriage is important. And a wedding and your marriage. Wedding, no.
There's a statement saying we prepare ourselves for the wedding, but we don't prepare for the marriage.
Wedding and your marriage. I'm not for be free. So wedding is not your marriage. No. Wedding is not marriage. It's the point. They say, me na me home. I'm saying worry. And I was what I say. Oh, so be worry. It's two people in a boat, right? And then you decided, said, this is what we can do. In our customs, a family and a jawari. We go to our family and the family say, oh, okay. We go to them, they are okay with it. We give them whatever that they need, they accept it. That's okay. Marriage is done. That is marriage.
Wait, you don't believe in weddings? Look, my boyfriend is watching, and we already haven't. No, the reason I'm saying this because this is a debate that's already happening right now in my relationship about the wedding. So don't say it too much. Because wedding
he need to call me. He actually need to call me.
Say weddings is important so that the
man. So the point is,
because he's already agreeing with what.
Oh yeah, he will. I think all the men are at one spot and all the women are at another spot.
I don't do that. The ball gown is important.
What happened is. But think about it. When your husband decides, okay, I'm not going to give you a big wedding.
A small wedding.
I'm not even going to give you a wedding.
You see what
right? You see, I'm not going to give you a wedding. But you know what? That $50,000 they call a wedding. I'm going to buy you a brand new Mercedes Benz.
No, I want to push you. People are paying $50,000 for a wedding. Oh yeah, they are. I forgot. A friend took a loan. Pay $70,000 for a wedding.
Paying $100,000 and something for a wedding.
Okay, but he will buy me a Mercedes Benz.
Buy you a brand new Mercedes Benz.
Nice.
Which one will you prefer?
I'm gonna take the Mercedes Benz and the house any day.
You see, and I said, okay, are we gonna spend $50,000 on a wedding, right? I'm not gonna spend the $50,000 on the wedding. I'm gonna give you $50,000, so you put in your business.
Hallelujah. Listen, let's just go to court. It's $25. Let's sign the paper, honey. Is it $25? I don't know, but let's sign the paper. We can keep it pushing. Okay.
You see, marriage isn't just ceremony, no event. It's nothing. The event is nothing. The event in it is you are gathering a group of people who don't even like you and feeding them the whole 8 hours. That's what you do.
The reason I want a Thursday wedding.
Most of the people that are going to come to your wedding, they were the one that they were doing it.
Oh, yeah.
They don't like you.
Oh, yeah.
They don't wish you good. Most of them coming to the wedding. You're going to feed this crazy people.
See and go gossip.
Yeah, you want to feed these crazy people because you want a wedding.
But that's what most churches ask for.
That's what I'm saying.
Into wedding near dabbing.
That's what I'm saying.
Wedding near dabbing.
Into when they start saying wedding near dabbing, not to tongue cry. You know what I'm saying?
My Tommy Kente.
Yeah, it goes deep into the kids' minds, and then the kids start feeling say the wedding is the marriage. It's who she cry and say, okay, say, yeah, no papa na. Oh, no. Wedding there.
They say the wedding is the start of the marriage. That's the one I think I was first told. The wedding is the start. Calm down. It's like he got offended when I said
that casa ni Jimmy casa. You know, when you have somebody ever say that to you.
I've had somebody say that to me.
That person is stupid.
Because I remember I said I wanted a Thursday wedding instead of a Saturday because I didn't want a lot of, because it was the Thursdays, most people are working. So the people that will come are people that truly care for my partner and I. And they were like, oh, weddings is the start of your marriage. You have to make sure all your friends and people that you care for are at the wedding, right? And that's what I got. And I agreed with it. I went on with it. I was like, okay, you know,
you see,
maybe I should change it to Saturday or Sunday. People will be there.
Point of matter
is on a Thursday.
We are only living a group of people's ceremony.
Ooh.
Because our wedding now, you kwaje hall, you shake gown, you suit, na nipa 10 na 15 obeti, you know, and crowd metal flower bear 6.
Oh yeah, maybe
you know
10.
You're fat limousine.
I'm just waiting, guys.
You're for limousine
bear 6.
You know.
You see, I did also, and a bus, and a plane. Because now say wedding be me who your movie plane when they see it. Maybe they send me, you know, me bushing for some me pay plane.
You know, when you have situations like that,
pressure.
I'm
yeah.
Yeah. They say the family. You know, a pivotal say. And your mum, it's the family that is getting married. That's why in our marriage, you know, because I mean, papa so about them. Oh, my do with him, you know, the man have a say in it because the two families
are coming
married
together.
Yes. It's not say maybe worry will be seen. Obin to be free, maybe see some worry. Because we are already married. What I say? So it is very pivotal. But I brought for the you know. I don't know. Our and it is the church that is imposing that kind of say obi only sorry be on your wedding call to be communion.
That's someone.
Communion. You can't dine with God because you didn't do the white man's wedding.
Why? Isn't it what the focus is on? Yeah, worry.
Why? That's why the
If
question
the
is.
law agrees, I've done it in court. Parents have
That's
agreed.
why the
What
question
is
is the church system broken? Remember?
Oop, he took me back on my own show. Okay,
That's
sir.
it.
Today is Kumasi Yami's show, okay? I'm just here, okay? I'm just here to drink.
Yeah.
Cheers to
Yeah.
that.
Is the church broken? Yes, it is broken. And we can fix it though. But are we willing to?
Are we willing to? Are we willing to listen? Are church mothers and fathers willing to listen?
It's up to you. My father is not a pastor.
Dang, he had to come for me. Listen, my father is a pastor. My father is very open-minded, though. He's agreeing on my Thursday wedding.
Bring him on and speak to him.
Talking about that, this is the way to extend the invitation to my father. I don't know. I'll check his schedule.
Yeah, put him on. It's your show.
To talk about the church.
Yeah.
He came on my show to give me pointers of how to run the show. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Appreciate
but anyways, thank you for that. What's your last words to the church?
What I'm saying is the church can do better. The church know what they have to do. They know. It's not that they don't know.
What if they don't know?
No. They know.
No, because I don't want to. I know it's your last words, but then what if the system is broken? They've been brainwashed to a certain point that most of these pastors are following what they have been taught.
Listen, you know the kids, the pastors' kids and all that. When it comes to their time,
Please do not attack us.
Okay, when it comes to their time that the pastors know the right one to give their kids to.
True.
It sums it up.
It's true.
It sums it up.
It's true.
It sums it up.
They give the best meat
Yeah.
to their child.
Yeah.
That's true. That I will agree.
Did they know? They know what they are supposed to do.
I won't say they know. For me, okay, being a pastor's kid, if let's say my dad gets to a certain place of he's getting old, he is old. He's getting old, right? He gets to a certain place that I have to consistently, let's say maybe I'm learning from him. And he gets to a certain age that I have to take over. When I'm taking over, I'm learning, I'm going to do the same thing that my dad did.
They say there's epiphany of truth that happens somewhere.
I run the church like my dad ran it.
I'm telling you, there's always going to be epiphany of truth. It's not where God, on hiding a prayer from the people. God always put the truth in front of you. That's why even the kid, crack it twice, I want from about 1 year old kid, or baby, or has some answer. It's already in the child's conscience, you know, but you decide not to look at it. And as you're not looking at it, and you're not looking at it, and you're not looking at it, it becomes a lifestyle.
True.
But the fact of the matter is, you know.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave. If I leave this one, we will talk till tomorrow.
Yep.
But no, to end it also, as we're talking about the church, our church mothers, our mothers, a lot of times, our mothers and our fathers, our uncles, aunties, a lot of times they close a blind eye on certain things. When they see their daughters talking to somebody outside of church, it's a problem. When they see their daughters talking to men, let's say men, in church is okay. Maybe sometimes they should be very vigilant. They should pay attention to, the men talking to the child. They should have conversation. They shouldn't attack. That's the one thing I would say. Don't attack. Have a conversation with your child. Both the women and the men, okay? Because these days, women are also doing stuff too. So both the women and the men, have conversations with your child. Make sure you have an open conversation, not a judgmental conversation with your child, but have an open conversation with your child. The church, we can never end it, okay? The church is going to be a continuous
let me just
conversation.
add something to it. You know, the scary part of it is the church who knows that this man or a pedophile.
But they cover up for that, man.
It's not even the covering part of it. Oh, my, maybe who says, Papa, no, and they would who didn't come. Oh, my, will not have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
But my anchor say, your neighborhood, there's a pedophile over here.
Oh, don't go past the house. Don't go close to the house. But the pedophile is riding in church with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to end the show right here. Thank you, Kumasi Yami, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's your girl, Jasmine Vanjudah, and you are watching Relate with Vanjudah. Have a good one. Bye-bye.